guess Streamlabs updated because that was super quick. Alright, let's see if she's working. Nice. I love you, Streamlabs. Alrighty. So, I picked up something kind of out of the blue for me. And I'm gonna talk about it because rat men are cool. So, what I grabbed is, that's really hard to say. What I grabbed is the Kings of War 2-player starter set. Where is it? Where is it? Come on, come on. No. Oh, War in the Holds. My camera's not set up to be zoomed this far out. So what this is it's the new, I believe, 3rd edition starter set for Kings of War. And Kings of War, let's see if I can get some more. She is not, I didn't think this through. Help me, YouTube. You're my only hope. And Kings of War is basically third-party Warhammer Fantasy. So the guys are going to move in rank and flank style, so you're going to move in big blocks. And I think the rules are a little bit simpler than AOS, but I'm not super sure. I've never actually played it. So the reasons I'm getting the starter set is to check it out. I've also never seen it played. It's not super big over here in the US. It's even less big over in Hawaii. I think at the local game store, I think they know like one person that plays it. My store was able to special order me this, which was super cool. But yeah, so I don't know, man. So basically, I think I'm going to have to build both armies and try to get people to play it, because I don't think anyone else out here is playing it. But the main reason I got it is because one of the factions, as you can see there, is Glorious Rat Men, and I will always simp for the Rat Men. So, quick rundown on what you get in the box. You get 2 armies. One side is Goblins. So, on the Goblin side, you get 3 big ogre guys. You get 40 grots. I don't know what they're actually called in Kings of War. And you get an HQ. And then on the rat side, you get 40 clan rats, an HQ, and like a pseudo rat ogre thing. Kind of weird. I think it's called Night Terror. And I'll show you all of those. So in the box, in addition to that, you also get this Getting Started booklet, which is pretty cool. Inside, it's got tips for how to assemble your stuff. There's stuff in here on how to work with resin and PVC to reshape it, because some of it did get a little bent up. Nothing terrible, but you know, it's a thing that you do have to deal with when dealing with those. They give you a rundown of what the kinds of guys are. This actually doesn't include everything. There's extra stuff from the runners not listed here, or if it's in the book, I haven't been able to find it. So there's stuff on there that I just have no idea what it is. And then there's a painting guide for both factions. Nice basic painting guide. Then you get some lore, and it gives you some background on each of the factions. So apparently these are like essentially named battalions, and you get their roles, because their roles are not in the main rulebook. Because my understanding is that these guys are kind of new. This is the first time they've made plastic rat men, I believe, and I think the goblins are new too. So, and it gives you some examples of the game and stuff, how stuff works, and then where to go from there. And you got some books. And you got a cool picture of the different factions. It's a bunch of rat men in here that aren't that I didn't see for sale, but I'm also a super noob, so maybe I missed them. But like the big rat ogres, they're super cool. They're super cool. There's like equivalent of what looks like storm vermin. Very storm vermin, kind of big guys. So some cool stuff in there. Alright, so in addition to the little book that's unique to the set, you also get this big mama jama. See if we can get a full shot of that. This is the quote-unquote Gamers Edition. What that means, I have no fucking clue. But this is, to my understanding, a full-sized rulebook. It runs over how ranking, flanking works, how moving works. My understanding is pretty much everything in this game moves like aircraft in 40k. So everything is pivots, and they can pivot so many degrees, and then they can move so far. And that the blocks pretty much need to touch up right against each other to be on attack. Then they can run away, and you can do blah 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 blah. All your relics. There's some spells they've got, and then it's got actually the rules for each faction, which is really cool. This is super neat. So there's rules in here for each one of the different guys. So if you wanted to play this and sub in some other models, so like there's some goblins there. But like, say these Forces of Abyss, like if I wanted to grab my corn and just sub these in, I'd have rules to try them out before I got the official models. If I wanted to even get the official models. So I mean, let's be honest, that's like clearly Nagash. So you could just be like, hey, I've got some Nighthaunt, let's do this shit. And that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. I actually haven't seen a game that put all of the rules in the rulebook before. It's super cool. There's even more undead. So, yeah, cool stuff. I like that. That's cool. It's a nice big hefty book. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It actually feels nicer than the GW books. So, pretty sweet. So let me show you what else you get. So we'll start off with the HQs. So the HQs are resin. I didn't build this one. This is the Goblin HQ. Just because I wanted to show how they come. So they come on these supports that they were printed off of. They're really easy to clip off, and the detail is super, super nice. And it's really easy to see where the supports are. Because one of the things that you might have noticed that I didn't mention, there are no build instructions at all for these, so you got to figure it out. None of it's particularly hard, except for the few weird things that come on the runners that I can't find rules for. Besides those, they're all really easy, you know, hip bone goes in the leg bone, that kind of stuff. So that's the Gobbo guy. I built the rat HQ. He is super cool. I'm probably going to use him as a custom hero for AOS. He's going to probably be the base for my custom hero with the new General's Handbook 2020. So that's what he's going to be. He's got a little rat there on his back. It's cool stuff. Super cool. We'll put him up there off the side. In addition to that, you get the big units. So you get 3 of these big ogre guys that remind me of super mutants. And then they all have weapon options. So they go together really, really simple like that. These guys are like pseudo PVC, so you can see they're bent up a little bit. They're like some kind of like PVC, plasticky kind of stuff. They remind me of the Reaper Black. That's what they feel like to me. And you can see the details on them are really nice. These guys don't come with any options except for heads. So they have some extra heads in the bag, but all their weapons and stuff, it's all one way and it's done. So they're pretty cool, and they're a nice size too. So if we were to compare them against like that guy, this Poxbringer here, you can see they're pretty big. So they're nice, big, beefy boys. And you get 3 of them in the bag. And they're sort of the heavy support for the goblins. And then you get this guy, who I specifically didn't build yet, because he comes with a bunch of options. And I'm not sure if the options have any game rules. but this is the Night Terror. Now, this model is super cool. Like, for example, he can have this, like, bladed backpack thing, or he can have, like, some kind of, like, Iron Man thruster on his back, and that just sort of, like... Oh, I guess that's actually a gun, not a thruster. It just sort of puts in there, and then you glue it up. So again, this is, like, pseudo PVC. The details are still super nice on it, though. There's his rat junk. So, everything is very clear how it goes together. The really cool thing about this guy is he actually has options. So he's got some options for his arms. He's got 2 options for each side. These are his feet. And then he's got options for heads. So, like you got like a more kind of rat head, and you have like a rat head with goggles. Super cool, really neat model. Looking at the box, though, I did think he was going to be bigger, so I'm a little disappointed in him for size-wise, especially compared to the goblins, since you get 3 ogres that are about the same size as this guy. I kind of wish they would have given you like 2 of these, since there's like clearly 2 different builds to do with them. That would have been kind of cool, but he's a really neat model. I'm looking forward to building him. I'm not sure, besides King War stuff, what I'll use him as. Maybe some kind of rat ogre. I think he's a little bit short to be a storm fiend. But I'll figure out something to do with him. He's super cool. But yeah, neat dude. Again, pseudo PVC, resiny kind of stuff. Don't use plastic glue on these. Use super glue. And the big star of the show, and the reason I imagine most people are getting this box, you start getting into the runners for the little guys. So, you get 40 little guys on each side, 40 like troops. So you get 8 runners for each side, because every 10 guys come on 2 runners. So, I built some already, but I'm going to just show you some of the unbuilt ones. So each 10 dudes has 2 runners. So you've got a bunch of heads there. Each option has like 10 or 12 heads. Or no, 11 or 12 heads. And then you have weapon options. So the goblins, they have bows and quivers and arms to hold the bows and stuff. Or arms to hold arrows. They have swords and maces, sort of like one-handers that will go with shields. And then they have spears that can go with shields as well. So here's some options for the shields. You do generally get like 1 or 2 extra options for these, so they're not like like everyone is exactly the same. There's a little bit of variation. It's not like a ton of variation, but it's a little bit at least, which is pretty cool. So, and these guys are plastic, so they'll cut apart really easy. You can mix them with GW bits super easy. It should be really good that way, because they are plastic. So, each runner, and this is going to account for the rats as well, you're going to get 5 different body types, repeated twice. Now this is the same with the weapons. So you're going to get 5 of this bow, and then it's going to repeat twice. You're going to get, 5 or 6 weapons, they're going to repeat twice. 5 or 6 spears, they're going to repeat twice. You might get like 1 or 2 like one-off special ones. Like I think on this runner there's a special sword right here. I think that's intended for like the captain or something. But yeah, they're super cool. The poses are really nice. They have a lot of personality about them. All the heads connect up with ball joints, or like pseudo ball joint, peg and cup kind of deal. So they'll have a little knob sort of on the bottom of the head, which is where the runner connects to, which is really nice. So if you have any marks there, you're not going to see it. And then that just plugs into the neck. And the arms are flush cut. Sort of goes together like old GW Orc Boys, which is fine. You have to be careful, unless they're all kind of be sort of like robot men like this. They did do some stuff where the arms are bent in and out and stuff, but if you want more variation, really simple thing to do is little ball of green stuff, put it on the shoulder, attach the arm to that, and then wiggle it how you want it to go. it'll give you some more variation as opposed to the robot arm connectors on the side. So that's pretty good. I will say that the heads have a ton of personality. Like there's one there in a big stupid hat that's really cool. There's a bunch of like weird little bondage masks. There's a bunch with like bandit masks. They're pretty cool. I like them a lot. I've got some assembled that I'll show you in a sec. But the really weird thing on this runner is these. And these are like dogs? Like pit bull boars? I have no idea what these are. They're not in the rulebook, as far as I can tell. In the very back page, you see them like on their own little bases, like separated out. I have no idea what these are now. As far as I can tell, like, I can't find rules for them. They're super cool though, and I'll show you. Get 2 per set, 10. So they're super adorable. They're these little, They're these little pit bull boar monsters. I guess they're like the equivalent of squigs for Kings of War. They're super adorable, and they're nice and big and chunky and cartoony. I love these. They're fantastic. They just have like such a like old school cartoony flair to them. They're fantastic. I love them, but I have no idea what to do with them. So yeah, we'll figure that out, I guess. But since you get 4 of this double set of runner to a total of 8 runners, that means you get 8 of these. What am I going to do with 8 pit bull boars? I have no idea. So yeah, they're super cool. I don't know. So yeah. So let me show you some of the guys I built. So I don't play Gloomspite kits. They're super cool. I love them. I would like to play them one day, but I don't know. So I just sort of built these guys as a variable of options, just to show some of the builds off. And so there's a bunch of swords, a bunch of shields. They all have a good bit of personality. This guy's got like a little like bandit mask on. It's another guy built with a sword and shield. You can see his little helmet. He's super cute too. I didn't put any of these guys on their square bases because square bases are fucking cancer. They'll all be getting round bases because round bases are how they should be. And then when I go to play Kings of War, I'll just throw them in a movement tray and it'll be job done. I really don't like how square bases make stuff look like they go in lines because, I mean, let's be honest, these guys are little greedy goblin bastards. There's no fucking way they're going to walk in a straight line. I mean, this guy has broken plank shields, okay? Like, yeah, there's no way in hell this guy's walking in a straight line. So, they're not getting their round bases. Here's one with the bow. He's got another little bandit mask. And the nice thing with the bows is they come with the quivers. So you can put them on however you want. This guy's got it on his back. And these are all just held together with plastic glue. So, this guy's got his arrow. And he's got this weird little kind of like boogeyman mask. He's got a quiver on his back. So they're super cute. I like them a lot. Size-wise, they're appropriate goblin size. You know, they're not as tall as a human would be, and you know they're kind of frumpy proportions, which is cool. So they're really nice. So let's look at the Ratmen next. Move these guys out of the shot, and we'll grab a sprue of Ratmen. Oh, just to show off the bases, what they look like. These are the bases. I don't know how these works. I don't know if the guys are supposed to stand in the circle, or if maybe they stand on top. I have no idea. I'm not using these. I fucking hate square bases. Some of the other guys come with MDF bases. Which are very nice quality MDF bases, but again, they're fucking square, so I don't care. Alright, let's take a look at the beautiful Ratmen. Alright, so again, you get 40 of them on 2 runners per 10, so 8 runners for 40. So that's duplicated of 4 runners. just like with the Goblins. So for every 10 rat men, you'll get these 2 runners, and they'll show you what they got on. So you've got a variety of head options, some of which are super cool, like this, like, baddie mask there, super cool. There's some with like mouth coverings. There's one with goggles that I love. He's just like this mad scientist rat head. It's super cool. And there's a bunch of shield options. You can see 2 repeated from 5. These are the legs. They get glued on the bodies. There's not really any variation there as far as I can tell. And then you get some spears. And the other option you're going to get swords. So as far as clan rats go, or using these guys as clan rats, it's super good, but you're not going to have banners and bells and stuff like that. So really, ideally, what you would do is you would mix these guys with clan rats. So you buy a box of clan rats and a box of these guys, and you'd have a unit of 40. And as you see the poses in a minute, they're going to differ a lot from the poses, the sort of like the diminutive poses that the normal rat men have. But that's okay. They're going to add a really nice sense of up and down variation to your horde, and it should look super, super good. And definitely give it like a nice different look from a normal horde of clan rats. It should be super cool, super great. So yeah, so you got some swords, you got some more spears, then you got the bodies. Again, two sets of repeated 5 per 10. Some of these are super, super great. I love this one here. It's really cool. There's also one, with a bunch of like potions and stuff all over it, which is really cool. Oddly, you get a whip. I have no idea what that's for. And the thing that I really have no idea is this thing. It's like a skull tea kettle pot. It goes on this holder here. It's got like little legs. I have no idea what this is. I cannot find rules for it. So I guess it's something. I have no idea at all what this is. I don't even know what it could be used as. I'm totally drawing a blank on it. But at least the little pit bulls, like they could be squigs, as far as the weird kettle, I don't know what that is. So, but you get it. It's cool. So let me show you some of these guys built. They're really great. They're super, super good. They got this nice hunchback. The faces have a lot of personality. This one's all wrapped up in like a bandage, and stuff. I do wish the shields, and this goes for the goblins as well, the shields were not attached to the arms, because then you could have more variation in how to move them around. Does it attach to the farther up on the arm? Does it attach to the hand? Stuff like that. And it would add more variation to the horde. So I do wish the shields were not attached to the arms. That is one thing I would like to say as far as personal preference goes. These are also going to be super hard to detach. So, you're stuck with them like this unless you want to do a lot of work for them. The weapons and stuff, though, since you're getting so many repeats, since you're essentially getting 8 repeats of each weapon, if you did buy a box of clan rats, you're going to have extras, and you should be able to swap those in with these really easy. So for my next set of these that I'm going to build, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be grabbing bits from the clan rat sprue that are left over and mixing them in with these, and it should produce a really nice set of variation across the 40. So you got this guy here, super cool. But yeah, they all have these really nice faces, a really nice like kind of cartoony like bad guy posture that I like a lot. Little hunchbacks. If I did have one complaint about the sculpts for them, it's all their tails are super diminutive, and they all like come out the bottom. Like I feel like the tail should come out higher up and then go down, but it's like coming out underneath, which is a little weird. Like they all have their tails like tucked in. I know that's so they don't bump into the other models when they're in a line of like 40 of the fuckers, but it would be nice if they stood out a little and had a little more like this is my tail kind of thing. Then got this guy here. He's got the mad doctor head, which is so fucking rad. I love this. He's got a sword. He's like, charge. It's good stuff. And then this one here, I used like the big bad guy helmet, like the leader helmet. Super cool. Just wonderful. And the nice thing is because of their posture and stuff being different, and because their proportions and stuff are different, when you go to put them with clan rats, they're going to look really good because they're going to have a lot of nice variation in there. That's pretty good. So if we compare this guy to, say, this guy with the bow, we can see the rats are a little taller. They're a little beefier than the goblins. So if we compare them back again to our buddy Poxwalker, we can see he's considerably beefier than the goblin is. He's got a little more going on, a little more of that thickness, which is nice. So if we want to compare him against, like, maybe this guy will do. I'm just grabbing Plague Marines that I'm working on that are right next to the thing that I've been painting. So we've got this Plague Marine here. He's just a standard Plague Marine. Well, he's a unit leader because he's got a plasma and a power fist. But he's a standard Plague Marine, and you can see the rat's about people size to him, which is pretty good. It's a little bit under, which is nice, but he's got some nice bulk, some nice heft. If we compare it against, say, like, not the leader, you can see he's got a little less. And if we grab one of the gobos, see it's got the shield, you can see they're a little bit smaller, a little more diminutive. Pretty good. I like the scaling a lot. I like the sizing with the GW models. I think it's pretty great. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much everything you get in the box, and pretty much everything as it goes. This stuff, again, make sure you wash it before you glue it together, and make sure you use super glue on it. These guys, perfectly fine to use plastic glue on. Because the plastic is a little bit softer than GW plastic, it glues super quick. It means the glue melts out a little bit faster, so it glues together like basically instantly. It's really nice. So yeah, that's my look at this from a noob that knows nothing about Kings of War and is trying to learn. And you know, again, I'll be basing these guys for my Skaven army. And I've got these guys in case I ever come up with something cool to do for Gits. As I believe Gits can be Shutas, Stavas, or Stickas, which I think is bows, swords, or spears. So they'll have some nice variation as well. So yeah, and then you get some pit bulls, which are cool. So yeah, there we go. Hopefully that was interesting, getting to look at this from a super noob's point of view. And